Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning routine. It's Tuesday morning, January 2nd, 2018, episode number 252. And yes, the second day of January is a chilly one here in Northeast Pennsylvania. So if you live someplace warm this morning, I'm a little bit jealous, just a little bit. I've already been out to the airport this morning and back, and it is frigid cold outside. And I would like to have some warm air, but we're not going to have that. So I guess we'll just embrace this freezing cold air. So I hope everybody's doing well. Today, January 2nd, marks the day that we all resume our normal routines, I believe. You know, school gets back to going, work, you know, we're in the second day of a short week, but it's like there's no more days or half days, you know, ahead. So we get back to the normal routines, and hopefully we're getting back to normal routines with new insight and new goals that we have set for 2018. And it's going to be fun, you know, so here we go. We are off and running, you know? So here's a question, guys. Christmas decorations. Christmas, as you know, was 8 days ago. Yesterday, the 1st of January. How long do you leave Christmas decorations up? How long does your tree stay up in the house? The lights, all that stuff. How long? When do you take it down? What is the proper etiquette for decoration removal? That is the question that I have. I think everybody's going to have a different opinion on that. Let me know what you think. When do you take the decorations down? I will tell you, you will notice that behind me there is no lights. That is because yesterday, January 1st, after our New Year's Eve party, every year, that's when I take down the decorations inside the house. Now, the outside ones, way too cold, so they just get unplugged until it's warm enough to take them down. So keep them up. Rebecca says keep them up. You know, I got to tell you, the house looks naked without the decorations. There's no doubt about it. I'm a fan, but I don't know why I feel driven to take them down. It's like, I don't know, but I did. So anyway, so they're down and on we go. We're moving on, and things are good. I got a hustle shower thought for you this morning. Here we go. This is very insightful. All right, something that you can teach your kids maybe or warn them of. Here we go. At some point in your childhood, you and your friends went outside to play together for the last time, and nobody knew it. Right? Everybody went outside, they were playing ball, they were doing something, whatever it was, tag, and they never knew that it was the last time you guys would all go outside to play together, because suddenly it just changed. I love that. Great insight there. So, but all right, guys, I do have some stories for you this morning. I've got 3 stories ready for you. So the first story that I have, I've entitled, "Is Eating Meat a Sin?" Doesn't that sound like that sounds like a news headline, like to catch your attention, to suck you in and make you like, oh, I have to stay tuned after the commercial to hear. Well, we don't have any commercials here, so this is a very simple note. Listen to this, guys. The ag firm Farm Animal Investment Risk and Return, they're called FAIRR, F-A-I-R-R. Whoever knew there was an organization named that, I don't know. But anyways, FAIRR put out a report suggesting states institute a sin tax on meat to combat the worsening environmental impact of livestock. Yes, we have talked about this before, that the increasing demand of meat around the world and the amount of unhealthy gases that the animals put off are causing global warming and things like that. And so this organization says that they should put a sin tax on meat. Now, this is it. Sin taxes are state-sponsored taxes that are levied on goods or services that are deemed to be sinful, like tobacco, alcohol, gambling. So how does meat get thrown in there? That's the question that I have. Okay, so people can make a great argument for tobacco, alcohol, and gambling, right? And there's difference of opinion, and we're not going to talk about that right now, and whether those are sins or not. But at least they could be debated. Meat being debated as a sin? What? No, I don't know about that. Anyways, these extra fees raise mountains of money for states looking to fill budget gaps and, in theory, prevent people from using said goods or services on a wider scale. As climate change becomes an increasingly central issue, livestock has come under scrutiny for producing 14.5% of the Earth's greenhouse gas emissions. 14.5%. That's massive. So that's why this article and this group is calling for a sin tax on meat. So I don't know, whatever. So who cares? Next little story I have here. It's whatever. It's kind of interesting. So it started with a patch video. This reporter, several weeks ago, a local patch, that was the name of the publication report in Illinois, revealed, and they captured two former employees of a recently shut down Chuckie Cheese in Oak Lawn, Illinois, smashing a Chuckie Cheese head in. The head, the big logo head, smashing it in with sledgehammers. And they're like, what is going on? Why are they beating up Chuck E. Cheese's head? Well, they did some research into this, and they found that Chuck E. Cheese as a corporation has rules in place. They have established a policy mandating the destruction of the Chuck E. Cheese head whenever they close down a Chuck E. Cheese store. Like what? Yes. The idea is this, twofold. So that no one can find a Chuck E. Cheese costume in a dumpster, and also so that no child ever sees a disembodied head of Chuck E. Cheese. Our policy at Chuck E. Cheese for when the stores operate is to never bring that head out by itself when the store is operating, because that can be very traumatic for the child, they say. So the head only can be used in full costume, and when the store closes, they have to destroy the head so that no child sees the head like rolling down the wind in the road in the wind, So, but kind of crazy. I don't know. Interesting concept. I dig it. I get the idea. Good call. So the last story that I have, the story is actually about one thing, but I found another part of it interesting. So remember, all these stories can be found at themorningroutine.live. Every single story article is there. They're all searchable. There's a search bar on every single page. So if you remember a story from the last year, you could type in a keyword or whatever and find it. So and look it up. So here we go. This is interesting. Let me just read you this little thing, okay? This is a letter, okay? This is a part of a letter. And I want to see if you can even guess where I'm going with this, okay? The letter reads like this. You asked me to tell you about my collection. A month ago, I had to give a talk to an art club, so I talked about my dolls and figurines. The only new dolls I have are these three lovely new Irish dolls. One of these three dolls is an old fisherman with a net over its back. Another is an old woman with wood on her back. And the third is a little boy. Now, do you see anything suspicious or curious or interesting, or would that raise your anything by hearing that? No. Sounds like some older lady writing a letter, right? This is the part that's interesting. This letter was written by a woman. Her last name is Dickinson. She owned a doll shop on Madison Avenue in New York City. This is way back in 1942, something like that. Velvely Dickinson wrote this letter. This woman was arrested and put into prison because of this letter. Now you're saying, wait a minute, that makes no sense. But it does. She was a 50-year-old woman, a widow, frail-looking, 94 pounds shop owner, wrote this letter. She was arrested because another woman by the name of Elizabeth Friedman, who was one of the top code breakers working for the government back in World War II, they got this letter. The letter was suspicious because of where it was addressed to and then returned to. This woman was writing code under the auspices of dolls and sending it over to the enemy. Yes, she was a spy. That was a spy letter describing the ships that she had seen in the harbor. This is fascinating. This story is very, very interesting. The story is actually about the woman who broke the code and how her integral role in breaking code back then, and she was one of the top ones. Her and her husband were top code breakers. So very interesting story. You can read the entirety, like I said, at themorningroutine.live. So watch what you write, though, guys. If you write about dolls or something like that, could have the FBI knocking at your door. Could be suspicious. So you got to watch out. But anyways, so that's the stories for today. On we go. Trending top 10 most searched things yesterday on Google. Number 1, Rose Bowl 2018 was yesterday. Number 2, the Alabama Bowl was also yesterday. Bama won. I don't know who won the Rose Bowl, actually, so I'm not even sure. I don't know. Anyways, number 3, USF football was number 3. Number 4 was Michigan football. Number 5 was Notre Dame football. They won their game. Number 6, Logan Paul, which is a big YouTuber guy who now has himself in trouble once again. Number 7, The Bachelor 2018. Number 8, Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood just came out with a letter saying that when she fell about a month ago, she got herself hurt and she had to get 50 stitches on her face. And so now she's trending because of that letter that she put out yesterday. Number 9, the Green Bay Packers. Number 10, Weight Watchers. Yes, Weight Watchers. Makes sense, seeing that yesterday was January 1st. And this is when a lot of people start to watch what they're doing. So on we go. Trending news for this morning. Top of the list, Logan Paul. Top of the list. YouTube star Logan Paul apologizes after video showed apparent suicide victim on there. Number 2, Alabama Crimson Tide versus Clemson. Alabama throws touchdown pass to 308-pound defensive lineman, and they won the game. Next, we have Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un warns button for nuclear weapons is on my table. Wasn't that on trending news yesterday? It's still trending. That's funny. Next, Punta Islita Airport. 2 U.S. families die in Costa Rica plane crash. That was a story that came out yesterday. A sad story down there. Then we have Woburn Safari Park. 13 monkeys passed away in a fire at the Woburn Safari Park. Then we have U.S. Customs and Border Protection. 2-hour computer outage at U.S. Customs causes delays nationwide. Then we have NASA. 2018 begins with supermoon shining across the sky. I missed it, but my wife did walk into the room last night and comment on how bright it was outside that we didn't even turn a light on in the room because you could see so brightly because of it reflecting off the snow on the ground. It was amazing. After that, we have the National Weather Service. Metro Detroiters face dangerously cold weather this week. Yes. Then we have Donald Trump. Trump rips Pakistan in first tweet of 2018. And the last story trending for today. Time travel flight takes off in 2018, lands in 2017. Oh, interesting, going backwards. So, very good. On we go, guys. How about a passage of wisdom to slow down a little bit and get this day started here. This is a great passage, and it's a proverb, very simple, to the point, and I think it's very powerful to keep in mind as we start off our new year. This week, I'm picking stuff that kind of has to do with the idea of starting a new year with new ways of thinking. This one I thought was very powerful. Here we go. It's Proverbs 29, verse 25. Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. Now, what do you see in that? I guess I see a couple things. Let's read it again. Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. So the second part, whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe, seems kind of fundamental. Seems kind of simple. Yes, we know that. We need to trust in the Lord, and God will watch over us and keep us safe. The beginning part of it, though, is a part that I find very interesting. Fear of man will prove to be a snare. What I see personally for me, what I'm reading out of that and what I'm taking out of that is when I am aware or limit myself or the things that I can do by what other people might think, what man might think, and I fear their condemnation or their judgment on me or whatever it is. Fear of man, me fearing what they think of me will limit me and will prove to be a snare and moving forward and living out who God created me to be, right? That's what I see there. So that's what I'm going to take from that for, 2018 when we're looking ahead is, you know what? Don't let anybody limit you. If you want to stand for something, stand for something. If they disagree, they're going to disagree. But be convicted in what you believe, whatever it is. Even if I don't agree with it, be convicted in what you believe and stand for it. And don't worry what man thinks, because you know what? If you trust in the Lord, he'll keep you safe. So, very good, guys. Let's pray. Let's get this day started. Father, good morning. Father, thank you for today, January 2nd, 2018, the second day of another new year. Father, I want to thank you right up the bat for this passage of wisdom that you gave us this morning, this reminder to not fear man's condemnation or judgment or what they think of us, and let it limit us and what we can do, following after you and trusting in you instead. Help us live our lives like that each and every day. Help us to not hold ourselves back and limit ourselves. Help us be aware of the great intention that you have and purpose for each and every one of us, and to seek after you and to ask you to lead us forward. It's scary sometimes, God, to ask you to lead us where you want to take us, because I don't know where that is, and what if it may be uncomfortable, and I don't know. There's hesitation sometimes. Help us move past that and follow you with a full, trusting heart. Father, guide us into this new year. We thank you for your love and your grace. Amen. And that, my friends, is a wrap. What a great day. I can't wait. Here we go. 2018, full steam ahead. So enjoy your Tuesday today. Soak it all in. Use up every moment of it. Don't blow past it, and miss the great opportunities that today will present. So until tomorrow morning, guys, when we will be here once again, don't forget that today is a great opportunity for you to be exactly who you were meant to be. Don't miss it. I love you guys. Have a great day.